of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean. Philosophy is the talk on a cereal box. Religion is the smile on a dog. I'm not aware of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean. To do, yeah.
Look, I just need you to take this video down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Girls. We're just two boys watching HBO's Girls. We are your hosts. I'm Joe Welke.
I'm Vance.
And today, we just got finished watching episode 3 from season 3, titled She Said Okay. This is episode 23 overall, directed by Jesse Peretz, written by Alina Dunham and Jenny Connor. The original air date was January 19th, 2014. Dip in viewers, once again, 799,000 viewers, 0.799 million viewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, subscribe and rate and review and all that stuff. Give us 5 stars if you're liking this. Follow social media. All that jazz. Look, we did it for the first time in the last episode.
Yeah,
but I think we should consistently...
I think once is enough. Once every 30 episodes.
Once every 22 episodes.
Yeah.
Just a little reminder to, follow social media and rate and review us and subscribe and all that shit. But yes, this episode is all over the place.
No, I think this episode's pretty fun. It's pretty well rounded in the way that it's like kind of told too. I was surprised there was not a lot of Jessa in this episode.
Yeah, thank God.
Well, this was an episode that had something that I always wanted, which is all 4 girls in the same room.
Yeah, they were in the same room for like a half a minute.
It felt like almost like a season finale the way they were together. Like the way they meet up in a secret room. It was like if you ever watch Entourage, like the first couple seasons, no matter what they're doing, the end of every episode is the 4 guys together. Like, they'll go to the like Playboy Mansion and they'll be like, somehow it'll be the 4 of them watching the sunset together. Like, so that's the kind of vibe it kind of had in the beginning. At first, I didn't think Shoshanna or Jessa was there because we started seeing a bunch of other characters, which we'll get into, that popped up. And I was like, okay, what about the main crew? Are they there?
Yeah.
So
yeah, dude, it was a bizarre episode. So it's all kind of one story. It's like I don't know how to.
Let's just go in order, man. Let's just go in order.
All right, so we were talking before we started recording this podcast, and apologies in advance to everyone. I am going to not understand the order of this episode. This episode, the notes that I took, I usually take them by character because we usually do it breaking down each character's thing, and those are in chronological order. But for an episode like this, I just got lost in my note taking, and there's notes all over the place. So apologies in advance if you're listening to this and you just watched the episode. I already forgot the chronology of this episode.
Yeah, I sometimes will like put a number next to stuff just to see what order it came in, just to kind of keep track of it. But I was watching this, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then it was just short scenes all over the place, bouncing back and forth. So, I mean, we could try and break it up with people if you want, because like Ray and Shoshanna are kind of separate.
Yeah,
but if you want to go in order, we go in order.
We'll go in order, and it's going to be a clusterfuck. But like with you, before we get into this, with what you're saying when you're talking about short scenes, it was like they didn't even finish some scenes and they just cut in the middle to go to another character, and then they come back to that exact same scene
Yeah, that
and I'm like,
happens
why
in
did you
shows.
even bother?
No, that happens in shows sometimes.
It seemed disjointed to me.
No, for me, it was just it flowed with the party atmosphere to me.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Vance. All right. Well, here we go. Going in order.
Sure. All right.
Let us begin. So, episode starts off with Hannah cutting Adam's hair.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all like, "Yay, I'm much better at this when I'm not doing it to myself and not having a mental breakdown." He's like, "Oh, cool, ho."
Yeah, he doesn't. He has a great quote. I don't remember the exact wording, but he doesn't care about hair. It's just like,
Yeah, he's like, "I don't care about hair. Cut
Yeah.
it. It grows back. I
Yeah.
don't care."
it's dead. It grows. Yeah.
And while he's getting his hair cut, he gets a phone call, and you can hear it's just like somebody screaming and rambling, and Adam's just like, "What's going on? All right, fine. Come here. Here's the address. 1616 Indian Street or something. India Street."
India Street. Yeah.
And then he hangs up, and Hannah's like, "Who did you just give our address to?" And he's like, "My sister." Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Adam's got a sister, everybody, and we're about to meet her. So, sister shows up. Apparently, she just got dumped by somebody. He left her on the side of the road. She's telling this whole story to Hannah, and Hannah's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to you, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, you can stay as long as you want. We have a guest bedroom." And Adam's like, "No fucking way she's staying. There's no
Yeah.
fucking way. You can fucking," he says something like, "wash your tears with toilet paper and you can fucking leave," basically.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm kind of like, what's going on here?
Well, I knew there was there was drama with that phone call in general.
Oh, for sure.
But then they get into an argument about him getting upset with her about trying to euthanize their grandmother.
Yeah. I wrote that down specifically because I was like, wow, that's heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just
I was like, they didn't
just
even
start
like
screaming.
ease up to that.
Yeah, well, it's also like Adam gave Hannah a warning about this woman, about how she's like kind of unstable and like he doesn't like her. And then Hannah's just like, "You can stay here." It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Hannah? And then Adam talks about how like she tried to euthanize their grandma.
Yeah.
And it seemed like, according to his sister Caroline,
Played by
it
Gabby
was like
Hoffman.
it was like assisted suicide because she wanted it, according to Caroline, and it was just like
But
bizarre.
from what we know about her throughout this whole episode, it was probably her putting a pillow over her grandmother's face in a hospital room.
Yeah. So even though she just found out about this euthanasia shit, Hannah's still kind of like, "So she's not gonna be staying with us? Is that she's not gonna be here?" It's like, no, dude, get the fuck. No, I don't care. I was so.
Well, the problem was when she goes in later, he pulls her aside and they have a talk. And he's like, "No, she can't. Trust me. I've known her longer. She can't stay." And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm like, "Hannah, don't try to like," I get it. Like it's an awkward situation to be in where there's someone that needs help and you have to turn them away when you obviously can take them. But it's Adam's sister. And he's like, "I'm telling you, no."
Yeah.
And so she agrees. They go out. And Hannah comes up with an excuse. She's got a friend coming, yada yada.
Yeah.
Adam's sisters. She knows what's up. But then she's lying on the couch and she puts her leg up and the inner thigh has all these like bruises on it. And she's like, "Wait, did someone do that to you?" And then Adam's concerned too. He's like, "Did he hit you?" And she's like, "I don't know what you call some abuse from like, or hitting."
What do you call a physical altercation between lovers or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, all right, Jesus.
And I was like, I don't know if that actually happened. I don't know if she ever got dropped off. Who knows what her story is right now.
Yeah.
But then Hannah decides, "Oh, do you want to come to my birthday party tonight?"
Right?
And then Adam just gets up and walks away.
Yeah, as he should, because he was just like, I don't want this lady in our life right now.
Yeah.
Also, those bruises were so weird.
And they look like thumbprint type. Like if someone grabbed your leg like a bunch. Like I don't know. They like.
There was like 8 of them, and they were all like right next to each other. And I just don't understand how those bruises could form. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They were just so bizarre looking.
And the thing I'll commend Adam throughout this episode, I really expected him to have a blow up about Hannah making this decision.
Yeah.
To let his sister come to the party. But he never it never comes up where he's like against her or mad at Hannah for doing it.
Yeah.
Like they still managed to have a good time at the party.
Maybe it'll happen in the next episode or something.
No. I mean, he's not going to be. I don't think he gets mad at Hannah for stuff like that. Like he knows that she's doing it out of goodness. So and it's not the biggest betrayal. He's up. It seemed like if Hannah's more upset later about something Marnie does than what
I know
what she did to Adam right here.
Yeah, and Adam, he seems understanding about like, look, I know that you're trying to help people, but like, trust me, you don't want this girl in our lives.
Yeah.
So that's the big opener. We cut from that to an oh my god, I loved this.
This was the best thing ever. I couldn't stop smiling watching this.
I know, me too. We cut from that drama to Marnie's music video.
Yeah.
Which is just the most cringeworthy fucking thing ever. It's so like they perfectly nailed the like Rebecca Black Friday vibe from this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we can't do it justice on this podcast. Like you have to.
You really need to see this.
Yeah, we'll post a video of this on the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page, this is why we tell you to fucking subscribe and watch or go to our social media.
Okay.
All the content. There's polls.
Or you can just Google it and find it yourself. But it is so amazing. It's almost like the How I Met Your Mother, something Sparkles or whatever. One of the characters from there was a Canadian pop star, and eventually it comes out that she's like a teen pop star, and it's like this video. I think she re-released something recently of that.
But
yeah,
I need to commend Allison Williams' acting in that music video because it's exactly perfect for how like cringe. She's got like crazy makeup on.
Yeah.
There's awful auto-tune. She's trying to dance sexy, and it's bad.
So here's the thing. Did Charlie make this video for her?
Well, we found out later that Charlie convinced her to do this music video. But before that, like, she's on the phone with somebody else. So they cut from the music video, and she's on the phone. And she's like, fucking take it down. I don't care. I'm the girl in the video. I don't want it up there anymore. Take the video down.
Yeah.
And the person on the other line is just like, I can't take it down. Like, I don't know what you want from me. You don't have the password. And apparently it's on Charlie's channel.
Yeah. So he posted it recently or what has it always been? For some reason, I thought it was a video that before the phone call, I thought it was a video that she had just finished and was proud of.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking when they started playing it. I was like, is this going to be Marnie being like, check this out. Isn't this fucking awesome?
Yeah, but I kind of love that
she's very unaware, but that she didn't like it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So she has some self-awareness when it comes to this.
Did you listen to the lyrics?
Oh, yeah. I started writing some of them down.
They made no sense whatsoever.
Dump me in the shallow water or something.
She said something about like how a dog is loneliness or something.
That's amazing.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to like call, I guess, YouTube or customer service to take it down, and they're not having it. And then they're like, well, you need to get the password from the person's channel. And then she's like, well, I can't because I hate him and he ruined my life and broke my heart.
Yeah.
And that's basically where that is left.
I really thought, it had me thinking at one moment, was this Charlie's plan to like get with her, make this video, and have this like horrible video of her singing to post? Like, is he that diabolical? Could he have done that?
I don't think so. Dude, it's just hilarious. That video is so good.
Yeah.
It's so funny. That's so funny, man.
Yeah.
Kudos on girls on that, because that was fucking really funny, man.
When they go for the comedy, they can hit it.
Yeah.
Hard. Yeah. They're good. They do a good job.
They're good comedy writers, but then when they start to get into like weird interpersonal relationship, like trying to tackle issues or something,
it's just a taste.
That's where
thing,
it kind of goes off the rails.
I just think it's a taste thing, and it's its own beast when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is it Ray?
Yeah, next we see Ray at the coffee shop, and he's just hired a new employee. He's talking to Colin Quinn, his boss that we've seen in a previous episode. And Ray's talking about being a little nervous about being the boss and being responsible. And his boss, Colin, is just, hey, all you have to do is not bang anybody here and keep the place somewhat clean. Don't hit anybody.
Don't bang anybody. It says don't stup anybody.
Don't stup anybody. And when he said it, it lingers to a point where I'm like, ooh, is he going to hook up with an employee? And I'm happy it never went to that. Like, we don't even stay at the place. I mean, he might later in the series, but normally you set that up early on. It's going to like pay off later. But Ray's story goes in a little bit of a different tangent than I expected.
Yeah. And Colin Quinn is just like, I'm dying. I'm not going to be here for long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, this seems like really like out of nowhere.
Well, he brought it up last time. So the only time we see him is him talking about that he's not going to be around forever and that Ray will eventually have to take over.
Yeah. So is that basically it for that scene? That's all I wrote.
Yeah, that's it. That was just
I wrote Ray hires a new lady, Colin Quinn is dying.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Coffee shop's doing well.
Yeah. Oh my god. So then we go to the party, right?
Yeah.
Go to the party. It's organized by Marnie, and Adam's there with Caroline, his sister, and Marnie's like, "Hey, welcome to your party." And then
she says surprise.
Well, no, her parents say surprise.
I thought Marnie said surprise, and then her parents said surprise later, and then Marnie's like, "I don't know why I said surprise."
Oh,
is that not what happened?
It could be. I don't know.
and the cracks have begun.
Yeah. We made it through about 15 minutes of this without faltering.
People figured out we don't watch these shows, these episodes. We just wait.
You just read the Wikipedia. So the parents are like, surprise, and Marnie's like, why are we saying surprise?
Were you surprised her parents were there?
I was surprised that her parents were there.
What? Yeah, they came up for this?
Yeah, it's a fucking 25th birthday party. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. And they've seen her, like, whatever. That's fine if your parents want to come and hang out with your... Yeah, the parents seem real chill and cool.
They are real chill. The dad's got a fedora on.
Yeah.
The mom starts making comments about, like, it's really nice to see how healthy you look. Yeah. You look so healthy, and I wish that you'd look like this every day.
Oh, no, Marnie says that. Oh, is that what you were getting to?
Well, what does Marnie say?
Well, the mom's like, oh, you look great. And Marnie's like, yeah, I was telling her she could look like this every day if she tried. If she tried, she could look like this every day. It's like one of the most, like...
I thought that was the mom saying that. No, I was writing down a note.
No, Marnie says that, and it's one of the most backhanded.
Fucking Marnie, dude.
And the look that Hannah gives her is just like, I know what you said. I'm just gonna let it roll off. But it's hurtful. So then Marnie starts rambling about how a lot of the good times that. Oh wait, no, that's later on. So. Marnie's like, hey, come here. I got to show you something. It's a surprise. We got to talk about the sister who starts going up. Adam's sister who starts going up to the dad. And like, nice hat. Like, what did she say? Nice hat. And just
Yeah, the dad asks how old the sister is, and then she just answers with, "I like your hat."
Yeah, and she's really close. Like when she comes and she greets them, she's like hugs and European kissing, like both cheeks, and it's right away you're like, this girl is trouble.
Yeah,
like,
yep. You can see the cracks, and you're like, oh no, Adam was right.
Yeah. And Adam looks terrified when Marnie takes Hannah away, and he's left with parents and sister.
Yeah.
Like, what a terrible spot to be in.
Yeah, dude, it's just fucking awfulness.
Yeah.
So Marnie takes Hannah away, and on the walk they end up at this back secret part of the bar. I don't know if it's secret, but like this bar is fucking huge.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what bar it was. I thought I recognized it at first, and
yeah, me too. I was trying to figure it out, but then I was like, I have no idea what this is. It probably was filmed in like 3 different bars.
No, I mean there was places like that. I don't think it was. Trying to think. I can't remember the name of the place off of Lorimer.
Was it that place that's by you?
Kind of the one that's near that diner, Kellogg's Diner.
Yeah, I know exactly.
But I don't think
I've been to that bar.
Yeah, but I can't remember the name of that bar right off the top of my head.
Me
It'll come
neither.
to me, and
It's
I don't think it was that.
Me.
And I don't think it was that bar. Oh, I've been to that place so many. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta find out.
All right. But she takes her in the back. They go and they have a little conversation, just the two of them, about stuff.
Well, on the way to the back, they run into a bunch of like Union Pool.
Yeah, Union Pool. I don't think it was that place though.
Yeah, it wasn't. But dude, side story about Union Pool.
Well, Union Pool was the hookup spot of Williamsburg.
Dude, I went to Union Pool with this guy, Tim, who turned out to be a huge piece of shit later on. But at the time, I didn't know that. So this guy, Tim, was visiting New York, and I was hanging out with him. He was like, let's just go to a bar and like pick up some chicks. And I was like, okay, Tim, whatever. And so we went to this bar, and we're just like hanging out and talking. And he's like, all right, it's time to pick up some chicks. Let's pick them up. And I was like, what are you fucking going to do? Like, what are you talking about? Let's just go pick up chicks.
Everyone knows that time when the clock strikes pick up chicks time.
I know, it's pick up chicks o'clock. So Tim just goes up to like some random woman and starts chatting her up, and she's there with a friend. Mm-hmm. And then he's like points to me and he's like, come on over. And then we're talking to these girls, and they're from Brazil, and they're there on vacation. And fucking that night we hook up with these girls. And it was the most unbelievable experience of my entire life. Yeah, because I've never... You never go out to a bar and you're like, let's pick up chicks. And then you're like, it's going to actually happen.
Yeah, no, if I go in with that mindset, it's a bad mindset for me to go into a place with. It's just like I go in and let things happen, you know?
Yeah, but this guy, Tim, he just had fucking the confidence to be like, yeah, it's going to happen tonight. It's happening right now. I'm going to go talk to that girl. And then like the whole time we're talking to them, like they went to the bathroom and he was like, if they come back out and they have fresh lipstick on, that means it's on. Mm. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Came out, they had fresh lipstick on.
That's a good one. That's a good move. I mean, I don't know if it necessarily means it's on, but if the refresh, it's not a bad.
So we went back to their place and they had this like penthouse in Manhattan. Because apparently the one girl was the daughter of some famous person in Brazil. And he went into the room with one girl and I was in the living room with the other girl. And we just like hooked up with them and spent the night. And then the next morning he dropped me off. He was like, that was pretty fucking cool, right? I was like, that was unbelievable, dude.
Oh my God, he paid those girls. That was all just a setup to impress you.
Dude, I wouldn't put it past it. This guy is fucking, he's like a huge, after I got to know him a little better, like that guy turned out to be like a huge piece of shit.
No, not that guy. Yeah. But no, anyway. Union Pool's tons of stories from there too. I have I knew a bunch of the bartenders and the bouncer, and I remember going in there once, and the bartender just gives me a beer, opens it, and says, "Stay out of trouble." Just like, what did I do last time I was here? But yeah.
So the bar they're at in this episode definitely isn't that bar. This was just a tangent for no reason, but
Yeah.
So as they're walking to the secret back part of the bar, Marnie is like taking Hannah by the hand and like chauffeuring her, and fucking Taco shows up.
Yeah. Taco,
and she's like,
with
"Oh my
K.
God, hey, what's up, Taco?" And Taco's like, "Yay, what's up? Happy birthday. Where's Adam?" It's like, why is fucking Taco here?
Well, Taco's friends with Adam.
But why would Adam invite Taco?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Laird is there.
Yeah, the next person we got, Laird is there, the drug guy that like Hannah basically accused of rape.
Oh, and she treats him so shitty too, right when like in that exchange. He's like, "Hey, I bought you," and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go real quick. I'll just leave it over there or something." Like he brought her a present, and I'm just like, I feel so bad for that guy.
And at this point, I was like, is every recurring character, is like fucking Jessa's brother or cousin going to be there?
Well, that's why I was saying it felt like a season finale, because you're like walking through all these old characters, and then they walk into this back room, this separate part of the bar, and waiting for them, it's Jessa and Shoshanna.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what is happening?
And Joe's fashion corner real quick.
I knew this was coming. I was looking at the outfits. I was gonna like note stuff, and I was like, no, that's not my thing.
Joe's fashion corner's got it covered, Vance.
All right.
Shoshanna looks smoking hot in that leatherish dress kind of thing. Hannah,
to me, that's the girl going out for the week. That's like that weekend Saturday.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yeah. And she nailed it. She looks so hot in that to me. Hannah, not bad. Got a flowery dress. Looking pretty good. Jessa looks kind of frump. I don't know. I didn't really pay much attention to her because she was only on screen for,
She barely had, I wrote down in my notes, hasn't said much. And I don't think she really had a line until
I don't think she said anything.
Yeah. But I did like the fact that she's there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, well, at least I know she exists in the world.
Marnie's dress, absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
I'll say I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was interesting how colorful and busy it was. It was an interesting choice for this party.
It was like neon green and purple. She looked like the Joker's like mistress. You know what? Not Harley Quinn.
You know what I would think? I would think, wardrobe design wise, they wanted her to try to have something that would be loud so that she would stand out, because that's like Marnie's thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
she wants the attention.
Yeah, she wants the attention, and it definitely does that. So, from a costume standpoint.
The whole time I was watching it, I thought that she had like a little sweater on, because the sleeves just didn't look like they were attached to the dress to me. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a sweater, but it wasn't. And it was just so bad, dude. So bad. So then the girls all convene, and they're like, "Hey, can't believe that like it's 25th birthday. It's unbelievable." And then Shoshanna
Shoshanna, dude.
A fucking savage dig. She goes, "I can't believe it's been 4 years since you all graduated from college and you've accomplished so little."
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like most
I think
of the time,
I think it's all there to set up that that life is not going to be what Shoshanna expects for the next couple of seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully.
I feel like that's what the long build-up is. Like, she's the optimistic graduating school one, while the other girls are the ones who have done it and realized that the world is
it's a lot harder.
It's not as simple and cut and dry as they thought it would be.
And then they all try to like have the denial of like, I mean, 4 years isn't that long. We've done a lot. Like, it's fine.
Well, they just say it like I feel like they don't pay attention to Shoshanna because they know how naive she is at that point. Like, they just say it. They don't say it defensively. They just say it just to state it.
I also feel like like a lot of the cutting, savage things that Shoshanna says, I chalk it up to like naivety and like she's not aware of how mean she's sounding. But I don't know how you can say what she said just then and not be like, that was intended to insult.
Oh no, that is a full-on insult. Like, it's no way. Like, yeah, why say that?
Yeah.
You don't go like...
It's been 4 years and you've all accomplished so little.
Oh, man.
It's a savage burn on all of them.
It's amazing how little money you have. Like, you don't say that to be like, it's... Yeah. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I don't know about this girl.
Unbelievable. So, but then Marnie starts talking to Hannah about like, you know, it seems like it's just yesterday. It was your 21st birthday party, you know? Mm-hmm. And remember on your 21st birthday party, we got up at karaoke and sang that song from Rent. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that such a good time? And then Hannah's like, yeah, that was a good time. And Marnie's like, we should do that again tonight. You know, there's karaoke here. Mm-hmm. And Hannah's like, that is the last thing that I would ever want to do. Yeah. And Marnie kind of looks like, oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, and my thought was like, the 21st to the 25th isn't like, oh, let's relive that moment from the 21st birthday party. Like, what happened in those other ones in between? Like, yeah, it's not like you're like doing, hey, we did this last year, we do this every year. It was like, oh, this happened one of your birthdays. Let's do it again.
I mean, later on, Hannah's like, my birthdays are always the worst. But it seems like it's only been like the 21st birthday. It seemed like she was cool.
Did we ever see another birthday party of hers in this show?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's been a couple house parties, but no specific birthday parties, I don't think.
Yeah. So now...
Oh, they also start watching Marnie's video.
Yeah.
When Shoshanna's watching it on our phone.
They're watching it on the phone, and Marnie's like, please turn it off. And then somebody's trying to be like, it's not that bad. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And she's like, I tried to get fucking Charlie but I have to call Charlie to take it down. And I think Shoshanna's like, why don't you just call him and ask him to take it down? She's like, oh, I don't want to call him. Then Shoshanna starts reading the comments on the video.
Yeah.
And it's like... Please, somebody get this fucking girl to stop singing. This is awful.
And Marnie's like,
Marnie's like, just stop reading the comments. I don't want to hear anymore. And then Shoshanna goes, oh, one of them likes your tits. But what I thought, I was like, you know how hard it is to get, like, I'm a comedian, right? I put videos on YouTube all the time. And they get like one comment, and it's from a friend that I like paid to write a comment, you know, to be like, hey, just say I did a good job on this or something. You know, when you like put up a video, when I get a new video of me doing stand up, I post it on like all my social media, and I'm like, hey, got a new video up, guys. If you could, you know, give a thumbs up on it, that'd be awesome.
Do you throw it to Reddit and stuff, or like any other random forums?
I think I did put it in Reddit once. And people just comments like, hey, good job or whatever. But because, you know, I'm a pretty fucking goddamn funny comic. But she's saying it like this video already has like thousands and thousands and thousands of views and loads of comments. And it is so hard to get like in the real world.
If it's posted
this video would probably...
If it's posted on Charlie's page and Charlie is running a web startup, I think everybody at his office would be like, holy shit, that girl that's
what? That does make sense.
Oh, come on.
Everybody at the office would be like, oh my God, I remember that girl singing fucking, was it, Outcast?
Oh my God. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Property Brothers have a song that they did. They have a couple music videos.
The Property Brothers do?
Oh, yeah. There is one about turn off the lights or something. It is amazingly bad. And it's like years old.
To watch this,
it's years old
later.
And it has
after this,
and it has millions of hits, and it is at the same level of cringe and awfulness, and can't stop watching as her video.
Oh my God, I need to fucking watch this video.
It's brilliant.
It's called the Scott Brothers. There's one called Hold On. There's one called My House.
I forget which one is the one.
There's one called Let the Night Shine In.
I think that's the one. Whatever one has the most views.
God. It's got so many views. There's one with 1.8 million views.
Yeah.
There's one with 6 million.
Yeah. Property Bros, buddy.
Dude, I love that show. Actually, I don't love that show. I'm sorry. I love shows like it, but the Property Brothers creep me out because they have weird bodies. And it always feels like they're kind of, hooking up with each other.
There's this other show on Netflix called Selling Sunset, and there's also twins in it. So I feel like you have to be twins to be TV
real estate
people. I'm just like, what is happening? Cornering the market. But right, anyway, back to the actual show that we're talking about.
So yeah, this is now a Property Brothers podcast. So then we cut to Ray. Ray is this correct? Is this right?
I think we cut to Ray. I think we should kind of stay on Ray. Yeah, I think we should stay on Ray and do Ray's kind of whole. We'll stay on Ray, dip out when we need to, but he has a lot of stuff. Yeah, Ray is all over the place in this episode. So we cut to Ray, and he is watching this awful ukulele two-piece band. One lady's got a ukulele, got like half of her head shaved, looks really stupid. Then there's another lady with awful tattoos. It looks like the exact same tattoos that Lena Dunham has. And she's playing drums, and Ray's just watching them drinking, like, what the fuck is this? And then Adam's sister, Caroline, just skulks in from the background. Yeah. And is like lurking, walking up to Ray, and then she starts dancing around him. This was another one of my no scenarios where I was like, please don't have Ray hook up with her. Because I don't know at this point, I don't know if he knows who she is. I don't know if he's been introduced to her at all. And I think from this exchange, he doesn't know who she is. So she's like dancing around him kind of seductively, I guess. And she's like, how come you're not dancing? And he's like, I don't want to dance. She's like, come on, dance. He's like, no, I'm not dancing. I just got out of a relationship and I'm not really feeling it. And then she's like, what? I can't hear you. And she's still dancing. He's like, I don't want to fucking dance. And then she's like, come closer to me. Come closer. Say it in my ear. I can't hear you. So he leans in closer, and then she bites him on the arm. Which I thought was great, because the whole time you're expecting her to do like a cheap kiss move. That's what I was. Yes, me too. But then when she bites him, it's so much better. It's like a perfect reversal. Well, before that, what does she say about like when I have sex with somebody, I like lose consciousness or something? It's like an out of body experience. Like I leave my body. It's like Yeah, and Ray's just like, I'm not interested, lady. And she's like coming closer, and then she bites him, and he's like, what the fuck, lady? Yeah, Ray's having a rough night. Yeah, man. Ray's getting shit on in this fucking episode. And it sucks because I like Ray so much, dude. I can't wait for the turn where all of a sudden he starts beating Shoshanna out of nowhere, like character change out of nowhere. Well, he's a dick to the DJ, which we'll get to. Well, yeah. Yeah. Because Ray still has that. That's like Ray dickishness, though. No, but it's annoying if you're the DJ and he's just. We'll get to it, but yeah. So he leaves. He walks up to the bar and he's like trying to get the bartender's attention. The bartender's like talking to a bunch of cute girls, and he's like, "Hey, come on, buddy, bartender, I'm trying to get a drink." And this guy that's next to him is like, "Hey, man. Good luck, man. That bartender, he's not paying attention to anybody tonight. He's just trying to get with these girls." And then Ray like makes a joke about how he's like, "Oh, I bet he fancies himself a mixologist." It's like, okay. So then he and this guy start getting along pretty well. This guy Kobe reaches over to the bar and like he reaches over the bar, grabs some Red Stripes. Yeah, the Jamaican. Then he and Ray start bonding. Mm-hmm.
And Ray's like, oh, what are you doing here? He's like, what do you think I'm doing here? Fucking, it's a girl that wanted me to come to dance. What else? And then Ray's like, haha, yeah. What's your girl's story? And the guy's like, her name is Shoshanna. And then you just see the dread in Ray's face. And then this guy Kobe starts being like, yeah, she's a little weird. And then Ray's like, yo, how'd you meet her? He's like, I met her on the street, and she was asking me if I knew where to get some, quote, dank weed. And I was like, this is so Shoshanna.
Yeah.
Forcing it so hard. He's like, yeah, she's pretty, do you know her? And Ray's like, yeah, I think I know her. And Kobe's like, yeah, man, she's crazy. And she's got like these friends though too, so maybe if like you know them, like maybe you could like hook up with one of them. And Ray's just looking like,
his face was like,
dude.
No way.
It's just like, fuck, why did I talk to the only guy that is hooking up with the girl that I loved,
and who doesn't have a scene with that girl? Like, we never see him with Shoshanna.
Well, I thought that they were going to start talking later on when Ray is talking to Shoshanna, but that Ray's just got this look of dread on his face, and it's crushing because I like Ray. So at this point, this is when Ray goes out. Well, sticking with Ray, he goes out and he sees Shoshanna smoking a cigarette outside. Yeah. And I guess he hasn't been a smoker before, or has she? Shoshanna, no.
Yeah, because
she just started smoking. The first time we see her smoking is on the episode where they go to pick up Jessa, and she's like fake smoking outside with all the addict people.
Yeah. Okay.
And now it seems like she's like picked it up because she looks pretty natural with the cigarette in this scene.
Yeah. When I saw her, I was like, oh, she's been a smoker, and I was like, wait, but I don't think I've seen her smoke. But yeah. So, but then Ray makes that comment of, oh, cute cigarette. At the end.
So Ray eventually goes outside after he sees her, and he's like, hey, Shoshanna, or Shosh. And she doesn't pay attention because she's like texting somebody. And he's like, yo, Shosh. And she's like, oh, hey, what's up? And Ray's like, what are you doing here? She's like, Hannah's birthday party. Duh. You know? And then Ray's like, yeah, I'm here for the same reason. She's like, oh, okay, cool. And she's like, how are you? And he's like, I'm doing great. I moved into Adam's place. I'm the manager of the new Grumpy's it opened. I hired people. The guy wants to call it Ray's, actually. It's pretty cool. I got some shit going on in my life. And Shoshanna just looks like not interested in hearing any of this. She's just like, yeah, cool,
Yep.
And then Ray is just like, you know what? I don't want to be friends with you.
Well, it was like he was trying to like say all the things. He was doing that defensive, like everything that's going great in his life, just doing the rundown. And then he got to a point where he's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this? You know what? I don't want to be friends with you. It doesn't matter. Like, we don't need to be friends. Goodbye. Yeah. And then Shoshanna just looks like mad sad.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say something like, I don't want to be friends. I want to be more. It's something like that, like lead to being like, I can't be friends with you. I can only be like in a relationship with you. But he just kind of leaves it with, no, this is it.
Yeah. And I respect that.
I do too.
Yeah. I liked that moment. Yeah. It was a good moment for them. And she looks sad after he says it and like walks away.
Yeah. Because she doesn't really make any comment. She just listens and looks at him when he says it. Yeah. Which is interesting to have a scene with Shoshanna where she does not say anything. It's such a rarity.
Yeah. She was speechless.
Yeah. Speechless. She seemed like she was shocked. She seemed like she was shocked to see Ray was there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
She seemed shocked. Man, that's a fucking tongue twister. She seemed shocked that Ray was there, and then like just the incredible truth that he just said to her.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, you know what? I don't need this.
Yeah. And it wasn't like she did anything to prompt it. It was just like him coming to the realization on his own.
Yeah. And I feel like that needs to happen more. Like, because almost all the time, whenever, you break up with somebody, it's like, well, can we still be friends? I feel like it's mostly more on the woman's part, where if a woman has dumped me, they almost always are like, we can still be friends. And I'm always like, no. Like, why would...
I don't think they're actually meaning it when they say it to you.
I don't think so either. But there are some that try.
It's the courtesy. It's the courtesy of the...
Vance, I'm telling you, there are some that try. There was one girl, I went on like 3 dates with her. And at this time, I was living in Glendale, and she lived in Brentwood. And if you know your LA geography, Brentwood is like the complete other side of town. It's like a hour drive. It's like a half hour to meet in the middle, and that's where all of our dates were. So after we stopped, after I was like, this isn't a thing, is it? She was like, no, but like we can still be friends. And I was like, no, there's no point. Like, why are we doing that? And then she was legitimately like hurt that I was like, no, why would we be friends? And she was like, what do you mean? Why can't we be friends? I'd like to be friends with you. I was like, you have friends in your life that you already don't see enough. When would you make time for me, the guy that you went on 3 dates with?
See, your thing was you weren't just playing the social graces game where you just say, let's try to be friends. And then you do the classic LA flake on every time they try to meet up with you. And then it would have slowly dissipated away. And everyone...
I'm about to go on a Ray-ish rant. I don't value that shit. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, why are we doing these like fake niceties of, we can be friends? I got friends that I don't see. You're a grizzled
old 30-year-old.
I know, man. I'm basically, dude, I'm going to start dating 21-year-old and like ruin her life or whatever.
Please don't.
But then are we sticking with Ray here?
Yeah, let's stick with Ray. No, you know what? Let's go into Hannah sitting there with Adam, and we can see her parents are dancing on the dance floor. They're looking at it. Adam
says they look so fucking cool.
Yeah. He seems like genuinely happy to see them. I'm sure they are like the complete opposite of his parents, and he loves it. You know how like people will like your parents more than you will. Like sometimes kids are like, oh, your parents are so cool, but they're your parents, so you don't see them as that like the cool uncle factor that other parents get. So I feel like he has a little bit of that with this, especially thinking about his sister and everything. But she tells him like, oh, I'm sorry about this, but all my birthdays are... Something bad happens on all of my birthdays. I forget what she's down about.
She says that my birthdays are always horrible, and I'm glad that you're here, and like this is going so well or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, and Caroline hasn't been a problem. Like, it's been really nice. And then Adam is like, no.
Yeah.
You just wait.
Yeah.
She is going to implode, and it's terrible because she doesn't have the decency to implode alone. She has to have a bunch of people around, and then she takes us all down with her.
Is this the same scene, or was it earlier where he says, like, you have a good heart inside. Your insides are good.
Yeah, this is the same.
You're not a mean person or whatever.
Yeah, and this is the same scene.
And then Hannah's like, I can be mean. And it's just like, it's not a competition.
Yeah.
And you're winning. You don't have to win at being mean.
Like, it's like, why... He's like, you're not mean. You're a good person. And she's like, fuck you. I'm a good person. It's like, what are you talking about?
Just take the compliment.
Being a good person's awesome.
You do not want to be like Carolyn.
Yeah, dude. It's just so fucking
And she's like, can we have a good time? And he's like, okay. And he picks her up and takes her to the dance floor, which reminded me of the scene when they first run into him with Taco in like the first season or whatever it was. When
At
he's
that
like
picking
up, when he's just picking up girls and dancing around and flailing. Like Adam is the opposite Ray in the sense that he will go to the dance floor and just embarrass the hell out of himself and not give
but he's not embarrassed at
all.
No,
he just won't.
He's like,
won't
I'm
give
fucking
a fuck.
dancing, dude.
Yeah, if he didn't want to dance, he wouldn't dance.
And then they're dancing with Hannah's parents, and it's cute as hell.
Yeah. Everyone's it's a happy time right now.
Yeah. And then out of nowhere, David, the book guy, shows up. The book boss man of Hannah.
I mean, what a character.
He just shows up and he just starts shouting, Hannah! Hannah!
He's like a cross between David Spade and what's the other guy? I should have wrote this down. I'm drawing a blank on the guy. He's very kooky always. He's in like that show News Radio, which is old.
Oh, Phil Hartman?
No, not Joe.
Andy Dick.
Yeah, Andy Dick. He's like a cross between Andy Dick and David Spade.
And he's also like got Andy Cohen in him and a little bit of Ari from Entourage.
Yeah.
It's like so bizarre. So she's screaming for where's Hannah, and Adam's like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, that's my book editor.
No, she goes, oh, look who it is. And he's like, oh my god, Edward Norton. I love him.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, Adam thinks that the book guy is Edward Norton. She's like, no, it's not Edward Norton. That's my book editor. And he's like, well, what is he doing here? She's like, I don't know. I was talking about the party, but I didn't think that he'd come. And then so she goes up. She's like, David, hi. What are you doing here? It's so nice of you to come. He's like, yeah, it was really nice because you didn't invite me. And she's like, okay, sorry. I just didn't think that you'd want to come. He's like, well, I'm only here because some bitch flaked on me. And he's like, I want to see what all the cool kids are doing tonight. Then Marnie shows up and she's like, hey, I'm Marnie. And he's like, you're Marnie from like this book?
She's like, oh, no, she introduces herself as I'm Marnie from a lot of Hannah's short stories or whatever.
And he's like, oh, you're Marnie. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she came over like she was angling for like a job or something.
Yeah, and then he insults her dress, and I was like, all right, I can get down with this guy. He's like, oh, I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm glad that I don't have to wear what you're wearing or something.
No, he didn't insult her. He said, I almost wore that exact dress.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't insult the dress.
Oh, I thought that he insulted it. I'm going to go back and rewatch that, just that 1 second scene.
Okay. I don't believe he said. I believe he said, oh, I almost wore that exact same dress.
Guys, tweet us at Welky Joe, at what's your fucking thing?
I believe it's that Vance. I don't need that tweeted to me, guys.
Tweet us.
So then he goes, when he gets in there, he like kisses Hannah, and it almost like he goes for a full lip kiss. And Adam is just watching like, what is this? Yeah, he does the European kiss and then like, kind of leans in for and then he leans in to like kiss her on the lips, and he's like, ha 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 ha. Then he's like, and then Adam's like, hi, I'm Adam. It's a very nice and great, good pleasure to make your acquaintance. Yeah, which didn't make much sense. I wasn't sure what was going on with that. And then David is like, oh, you're Adam. Like, Adam. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, this is Adam. He's like, all right, cool. Somebody get me an internet-connected cell phone, and Adam, get me a water. Yeah, and I was just like, Adam, what? I was like, what? Did Hannah write that Adam's like a waiter or something? Like, I was like, what is this power move? Yeah. And Adam just stands there like, well, I'm not going to do that at all. And Hannah gives him his phone. He's like, this is the phone. And Adam, go get the water. And I was just like, what is happening? I would be like, I'm not getting this fucking guy water. Yeah, He's an adult. He can get water himself. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that guy. Yeah. It was a really awkward introduction for what it was. Yeah, it really was. Oh, there's something I wanted to bring up from the other episodes. He hired Hannah because he likes her writing about all of these sexual experiences that she's had and like all these wild things. When did she have all these sexual experiences? Because she was with Elijah for a while in college, and then Adam. And then, well, we've seen half of her sexual experiences because it was like, but remember, she's had sex with Elijah and then Adam, and that was it, basically. Yeah, and then there was like, he was like, I have the story about the time she was with a Puerto Rican guy with the kidney stone or something. You remember, like, they were
But that was a
about
hand
this,
job, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, what are all these, like, it seemed like she had like a plethora, like years of sexual experiences that this guy wanted her to write about. And she's like,
maybe it was one of those things where like she did everything but sex for the longest time. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. I don't. All right.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I was just. It seemed like one of those things that happens in sitcoms and TV shows where a character will like never be hooking up with people, but has never hooked up with anyone until the show starts, and then they're dating someone every week.
Yeah,
of the show. So.
Yeah, like that fucking show that we should have done a podcast about, the unicorn with Walton Goggins or whatever.
Man. I gotta say, I love Walter Goggins. I watched Justified recently. The Righteous
Timothy
Gemstones.
Oliphant?
Huh?
Is that Timothy Oliphant?
Yeah, Timothy Oliphant and Walter Goggins. Walter Goggins is great in it. He's great in
his name is Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
And then he's in Righteous Gemstones, kind of playing a oddly similar role.
I saw him in Tomb Raider, and he was good.
I did not watch that Tomb Raider, but he's in Ant-Man 2, I believe. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Right.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Good actor.
I don't understand how he's the unicorn. I kept making that joke. Me and my wife would watch Justified. I'm like, that's...
Well, he has such a villain face. Like, how is he going to be hooking up with all these people?
Well, he's got like the veneers because he lost his front teeth twice. But it's like
what?
It's not a part of the show. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we're really off topic right now. Wow. Anyway, going down Walton Goggins' career.
Why did we bring him up? Oh yeah, Justified and
people hooking up with people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so David shows up.
Yeah. And that's kind of him with them right there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring up him just because it ties into the whole Ray situation.
Is this around when Marnie brings Hannah back for her like special announcement?
Yeah, it's all kind of looped together. So I figured we could do the Ray stuff and then go into the Hannah Marnie thing.
We'll do the Ray stuff now.
All right. Yeah. So Ray... Yeah, go for it.
Ray is sad now because he saw Shoshanna. He's drinking heavily. He's getting fucking wasted. And they're playing like some kind of old punk or goth song that apparently he requested. And then abruptly it changes to Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. And Ray gets fucking pissed.
Yeah.
He sits up and he's like, what the fuck? I was jamming to that depressing punk song.
Yeah, he was jamming in a chair by himself with the beer, just like sitting down, like head bobbing.
See, this is when I thought that Caroline was going to show back up and be like, oh, so you're dancing now? And then they start hooking up.
Yeah, I did too. And I'm so happy they didn't do it. This subverted all expectations in a great way. Yeah. I was so happy.
So he gets up, goes to the DJ booth. He's like, why did you change my song? And she's like, that guy over there requested this song. He's like, yeah, but you fucking can't change my song. She's like, I'm a DJ. We change songs all the time. Like, that's what we do. Yes. A song plays, and then we play another one.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, but you fucking did it in the middle of the song. And I requested this song, and you fucking changed it in the middle. And she's like, well, take it up with that guy over there. And she points at David, and David's going off dancing to Sexy and I Know.
Yeah.
He is on Grindr, fucking dancing up a storm. And then Ray's like, that fucking guy did it? That silver elf?
Yeah, she said like, he asked to be called Mixmaster General.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I'm just wondering why this DJ is even taking requests.
Right?
Just don't even take requests at this place.
Well, also, like, he's not Mixmaster General unless he's the DJ. Yeah. And he's not the DJ. Like what is he... What's going on?
Yeah, and the two songs that are playing were so disparate that like no DJ would say, "Oh, let me play those back to back."
Yeah, it was like a Joy Division song, and then like "Sexy" and I Know It.
Yeah, like this DJ has no flow. But I will say, I felt bad for the DJ because Ray will not let it go.
No, he's like, you entered a contract with me when I requested a song, and you breached that contract when you stopped it in the middle of the song and it's not right and it's wrong. And she's like, dude, fucking, I'm sorry, I guess. Go take it up with that fucking guy.
Yeah. And
so then Ray
eventually walks away, which I'm like, thank you, please.
Yeah, right. And also, dude, the DJ, so hot. Smoking hot. Just had to put that in there.
All right. Couldn't see much of her behind the DJ booth, but yeah.
So Ray walks over to David and he's like, did you request this song? And David's like, you don't look anything like your picture if you're the guy I've been talking to. And he shows him a Grindr profile. Yeah. And Ray's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And David's like, what? Okay. And then Ray just goes off on David. Like, you can't fucking change the song in the middle of the song. And David's having none of it. He's just enjoying his time.
Yeah.
And then it escalates very quickly.
Yeah. And it was one of those things I'm watching, and I was just like, I'm always impressed by people who, like, David's not a big guy, you know. He looks like he's fairly fit for his size, but he's not a big guy, and it's always amazing when they can just be fearless. When a person's that fearless to this confrontation that is happening.
He looks like a little boy.
Yeah, and he's got the Yorma Tacone syndrome.
Yeah,
he's a man who knows how to do things.
He and David get into this spat of words for a little bit, and then I don't know what the thing is that David says that pushes Ray over the edge. I think he's like, you know what? I'm fucking done with you.
Yeah.
And then he walks away, and Ray spins him to turn him around. He's like, I'm not done talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
David pushes Ray. Ray backs up a little bit.
Well, he gets pushed back. He gets pushed back.
Yeah, he gets pushed back. Takes a swing at David. David avoids it, and then he goes, that wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And then pushes Ray. Ray falls into a table, smashes his face on a table and like a glass or something. He's bleeding all over the place.
Yeah.
And David's kind of like, woohoo, I just did that. It's like,
and then just goes over to him and like Ray's on the ground, bleeding from his nose and his hands bloody because I think he busted a glass bottle. And he's just like, and David's just like, yeah, awesome, now let's dance.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
But I love the moment when David dodges the punch because you expect it's going to be like, oh, he gets pushed, Ray punches him, fight, break out. Someone goes, Ray, what's wrong with you? You're being an asshole. It's like, I'm not being an asshole. And he storms out. Like, that's the most generic way that scene could have played out.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect David to just be fight savvy enough to just dodge it and then be like, not even close.
Yeah.
To throw that kind of shade after it.
Yeah.
And then push him. And then just pushed him across the room, it seemed like, with that second push.
Like, yeah, dude. Like, David seems fit, but he doesn't seem like push Ray, who is like twice his size, across the room.
But Ray's a little drunk and stumbly too, so.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. And I don't think Ray can fight. Ray's not a fighter either. So
Ray fights with his words.
Yeah.
He's verbally abusive.
Yep. So
that basically wraps up Ray.
Yeah, we never really see him again, which is interesting. The way this episode ends is one thing, but the way the party ends, we don't really wrap up everyone leaving. It's not like everyone's going or anything like that. But I think the scene we have to jump to now is Hannah and Marnie.
Yep.
And so does Marnie take her out there? Like, how does Hannah get back there?
So there's a band playing. I don't know how they get back there, but there's a band playing that's marginally better than the ukulele band. They're still terrible. Then they get off stage. Marnie goes on stage. I was like, oh no, is Marnie about to fucking sing a song for Hannah?
Know. And Hannah looks like she has this look of dread, like, oh no, this is happening.
Yeah. So Marnie goes on stage, and very much like at Charlie's party, she's like, hey everybody, my name is Marnie Michaels, or whatever her last name is. She's like, I'm Marnie, and today a lot of us are here to celebrate Hannah's 25th birthday. And it's so awful. Like, you would never hold an entire bar hostage like this.
Yeah.
No one would allow this. And she's like, it's just so special. And it's like awesome. And you're my best friend. And it's been awesome to like see you grow up before my eyes and all this bullshit girl talk. And she's like, and you know what? I have a special surprise for you. I want you to come on stage with me. Come on stage. And Hannah's not looking like she wants to go on stage at all. Because Hannah kind of knows what's coming, I feel like.
Yeah,
so
it's exactly what she said she didn't want to do.
Yeah. Shoshana and Jessa like push her on stage, and then Marnie's like, okay, you can start the song. They start playing the song from Rent that they sang on the 21st birthday, and Hannah looks pissed.
Hannah looks so... I thought she was going to do something. I thought she was going to do something outlandish here.
Yeah. But instead, Marnie starts singing, and, she's an all right singer, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Hannah... This is intercut with the Ray and David fight. So we go to Ray and David and see them fighting. Then we cut back and Hannah's like lethargically singing the song. Lena Dunham's not got a bad voice. She's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, for someone who doesn't want to do it too, who's doing it so begrudgingly.
Yeah. And then so in the middle of Hannah singing, people are like, "Oh shit, there's a fight going on out there. There's a fight." And then people start flooding. And Hannah's like, "There's a fight." And Marnie's just like, "Don't worry about it. Just keep singing." And then Marnie keeps singing.
Yeah.
And then more people are filtering out of the room. And then Hannah's like, "There's a fucking fight going on." And then Hannah leaves the stage.
Yeah.
And Marnie's like, "Don't worry. Don't fucking worry. Just don't even look at them. Just keep singing." And then everybody's filtering out of the room. Yeah. And Marnie's on stage singing alone. Pathetically.
And Laird is there watching her. Laird is still there watching for some reason.
Laird is still there, and he's like, "This is a good song. What's this from?"
Yeah.
So great. So great.
He's good in his moments. They don't give him a lot to do, but I'm happy when I see Laird. I feel bad for him, but I'm happy when I see him in an episode.
So up next, the cut from out of nowhere is Hannah and Adam walking on the street, leaving the bar.
Yeah.
And they're just, I can't believe that Ray got all punched and bloody and shit. Oh, it's crazy. And then she's like, "You know where Caroline is? You know if she got home all right?" And Adam's like, "I don't know. Who knows where she is? She probably fucking got arrested for trying to steal a light fixture or something." And then he's like, "Hey, I made something for you. I got a birthday gift for you. I made it for you."
And this is where I was hanging on to my prediction from last episode of it being a proposal.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was going to be too.
Based solely on the title.
Yeah. And so he pulls something out, and it's in like tin foil, and I was like, this would be so Adam to make an engagement ring.
or to not pay for the box for the ring, but just pay for the ring.
Yeah. Why would I pay for the box? Dude, I need a box for. But instead, he has made her a necklace with one of his baby teeth on it.
Yeah.
Is like the medallion.
It might be his. It could also be Caroline's.
It could also be Caroline's, because he's like, "My mom kept them in the same box, so I don't know, but it's my genetic material is in that tooth." And Hannah's like, "I love it." What?
Yeah. The first thing I thought about when this happened was Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie, who used to carry...
with the vials of blood?
Yeah, they used to carry vials of blood around their necks. And I was just like, all right, if they can do it, why can't these weirdos?
So Hannah loves the necklace.
I mean, it's weird enough to keep teeth in a box.
Right. That's very true.
I know a lot of parents that do that.
Well, there are people that keep like the placenta from birth.
Sure.
Have you never heard of that?
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't have any comment.
I feel like that's weirder than the teeth.
It's all weird.
It is pretty.
I like Adam's belief of his hair. It dies. It'll grow back. Just kidding.
Yeah. So then we cut to them making out super hard. They do the fucking awful rom-com thing where they're making out and they bust into the door and they're making out. And then Adam like puts her up on the table and they're making out and they're about to fuck. And Adam's like unbuttoning his pants and Hannah does her typical talking during sex shit. She's like, I love your necklace. This necklace is so nice. And then Adam's like trying to get the fuck on. And she's like, wait, hold on. Before we do this, I got to pee. Which I think is the most reasonable her talking during sex that there has ever been.
It's the most realistic pre-sex thing ever.
Yes. Yeah. That was like forgivable. Like I always hate when they're talking during the sex, but this was real.
Yeah. I mean,
she's like, hang on, I got to pee.
You would have to, just based on where places are in relation to New York and how far it would have taken you to go from a place where you were partying and drinking. Like the first thing you would do when you come home is to go pee.
Yeah. So Adam's like, oh, okay, fine. And she's like, go get ready. Wait for me in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go pee and get ready. So she walks into the bathroom, opens the door to reveal Caroline in the bathroom, bottomless, Donald ducking it, huge bush, huge bush with a glass in her hand. And then she just shatters the glass in her hand, breaking it and starts bleeding all over the place. And Hannah is screaming.
Does Hannah go like no when she like sees her about to crush the glass in her hand?
I don't know.
Like
but how long was Caroline standing there waiting for them?
That I didn't even think about that. That's so true.
Holding the glass.
Oh my God.
Just waiting for them to come home with her fucking huge 70s porn bush.
I mean, that's like one of those like commit suicide in front of the person, like just waiting for that moment to do something that will just traumatize them. Because it's unsettling.
It's straight out of a horror movie.
Well, it reminded me of the movie Sleepaway Camp. That has a twist, just something about the framing of it, but the reveal of that is like this like naked kid that's like that they thought was a girl, but it's a boy, and it's just like this weird shot at the end of that movie, and her just standing there in the doorway, not saying anything, holding that glass, just kind of triggered that kind of vibe.
That was so frightening.
Yeah,
I knew it was happening. As soon as they had the shot framed like that, I was like, Caroline's going to be in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know what is going to happen. And it was so much weirder than anything I could have imagined.
Dude, and the dangerousness of crushing a glass like that, where it's just going to go all into your hand. Like she would probably have to get surgery on her hand and probably would not have full function of her hand after that. Like this isn't like an action movie where you can jump through a plain glass and like just dust it off. Like her hand is fucked.
So Hannah starts screaming and Adam comes out and he's like, what happened? And then he sees Caroline. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
He was just about to get laid. And now he's got to deal with his bottomless Donald Duck, Winnie the Pooh sister.
And Hannah's just like shell shocked right there for a moment. Mm-hmm. And then she ends up doing a Hannah-esque thing later.
Yeah.
What do they cut away, or does he just like wraps her hand up and like she's asleep after that, right?
Yeah. So he wraps her hand up and she's laying on the couch and she's just like, I'm sorry, Hannah.
That's a hospital visit, man.
Right? That's a hospital. Get the fuck out of my apartment.
At minimum, you need stitches.
And Hannah's like, don't worry, you can stay here. It's fine. You just need a good night's sleep. Fucking what? No, she doesn't.
Hannah, you suffer from mental illness. Like, you know that sleep isn't the one cure.
Yeah. So then she goes back into the room with Adam, and Adam's like, fuck it. She won. Like, this is what she wanted. She wanted it to fucking ruin shit, and now she's here. She's staying here, it looks like. And she won. There's nothing we can do now. No. And Hannah's like, so do you not want to have sex anymore? And Adam goes, no.
Yes. It just reminded me of what she did with Black Republican lawyer guy.
Yeah.
Where she's like, so do you still want to have sex? He's like, no, get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? He just saw his sister bottomless.
Crush a glass. That's also impressive hand strength.
I think you can do it.
Do you think that you could do it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Like, that's the thing. Like,
yeah,
Put on a.
That's one of those things where I'd be curious if I could do it, but the consequences are so dire.
It's glass. You could do it. It would just be not worth it to prove to yourself that you can. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's the episode.
That is the episode. Like, what if she just crushed like an egg? What if she just had 2 eggs in both hands and crushed them?
I feel like it wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have hit as hard, insane. But it would still be weird. It'd be more funny weird than traumatizing weird.
I couldn't get over that bush though. That bush was so insane. Like, do you think that they cast her like months and months and months ago and were like, "Don't shave your pubes"? Or do you think that she just had that?
She could have either had that, or they could have put that on. Like, they put beards on people.
Oh, like, yeah, like a merkin.
Yeah, it was like not that hard, and it was like the perfect way to have her be nude without like fully like X-rated, where you're seeing like labia and whatnot. Yeah. Labia and whatnot.
Well, we don't know the lady parts. We're boys watching girls.
Yeah, no, but it's like it was perfectly set up for that. It was interesting ending to the episode, which I thought book ended perfectly. You heard about how crazy she was. You saw her bite Ray. And then this.
Yep.
Now I'm terrified again to watch this show because I don't know.
Yeah, the next episode's gonna be fucking.
Because I don't know what this crazy girl's gonna do now.
Yeah, it's getting back to its horror roots, girls. We do a likability rankings. Here we go.
Why are you so adamant about doing these on episodes where one character didn't even have a line?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Likeability rankings. Ray, number 1. Shoshanna. No, Hannah, number 2.
Hannah's got to be more likable than Ray in this episode.
Yeah, you know what? Hannah, number 1. Ray, number 2.
See, I hate that you wrote me into these.
Jessa, number 3, because she didn't do anything egregiously bad.
Jessa could be number 1 just out of default.
Yeah, that's true. But I found Hannah just to be likable.
Did you like her when she invited the sister to stay against his wishes? No.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Jessa's number 1. Hannah's number 2. Ray's number 3. Shoshana or Marnie?
Oh, good one, because those lines. I'm gonna go with Shoshana just because at one point she didn't say anything.
Yeah,
which showed great restraint.
And Shoshana and Marnie at the bottom.
Oh, Marnie pulling up someone on their birthday, trying to upstage them, and then the line about she could look good if she tried. Yeah. Marnie is a real piece of shit in this episode. Yeah. And Adam's high. Where's Adam? Adam's high up in.
Yeah, Adam's up there. Adam's like 2.5 or something.
Yeah. And he's 2. He's probably 2. He's pretty good in this. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Which I hate because now Adam's.
He's a sensible guy.
I know he's sensible until he freaks us out with some sexual abuse.
Yeah. That's it.
So
that's this episode.
What do we got to look forward to next one?
Next episode, titled "Dead Inside."
I'm thinking this is going to be really. It might be a bottle episode with the sister, because Adam was talking about her. He was talking about her being dead inside, and that Hannah wasn't. That's my prediction.
That makes sense. That makes the most amount of sense.
Yeah, of course it makes sense, and it'll be completely different. It'll be like about rotting cabbage in the fridge or something.
Well, I don't know what She Said Okay has to do with this episode. The title of this episode is She Said Okay.
Was it Hannah saying okay to the sister staying?
Maybe. I don't know.
Did she say?
I don't think she ever said okay.
Was it her saying okay to getting up to sing that song?
Oh yeah, maybe. There's a lot of okay.
I don't know.
But anyway, that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, rate, review, follow social media, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time for Dead Inside.